Right now, as you are watching this, a massive heat wave is building across inland Australia. Temperatures are pushing past 45 degrees in parts of South Australia, and a cyclone risk is growing over the top end. But here is the part most weather reports will not tell you. There is one city in Australia right now where the conditions are almost perfect. Barely any rain, warm days, cool nights, and stunning clear skies. Can you guess which one it is? Stay with me, because I'm going to reveal that answer in about 5 minutes, and trust me, it is not the city you think. Before we go any further, drop a comment right now with the city or town where you are living. I am going to check those comments and give you a personalised weather update for your area. Seriously, tell me where you are and I will make sure you know exactly what is heading your way. Now, let me give you something you can use straight away. Here is a number that could save your life this February. 3 to 4 litres. That is how much water you need to be drinking every single day if you are anywhere in inland Australia right now. Dehydration is sending people to hospital every single week during February, and most of them had no idea they were even at risk. Keep that number in your head. 3 to 4 litres every day. All right, here is what we are dealing with. February 2026, the hottest stretch of summer across most of Australia. The nationwide average temperature sits around 22.5 degrees Celsius, but that number is hiding something massive. While one city is cruising along at a pleasant 25 degrees, another city just a few hours inland is absolutely cooking at 40 degrees or higher. The national average daily maximum hits about 31 degrees in the middle of the month. Humidity swings from a bone-dry 44% in the desert all the way up to a suffocating 88% in the tropical north. That is a 44% difference across the same country on the same day. And here is a number that surprised even me. The 15th of February is historically the single wettest day of the entire month nationwide, averaging around 19 millimetres of rainfall one specific day. Mark it on your calendar, but do not go anywhere yet because the real story starts now. Let me take you city by city, and I promise you some of these forecasts are going to shock you. Sydney first, the harbour city. Daytime temperatures are sitting between 25 and 28 degrees, dropping back to a comfortable 19 to 20 overnight. Sounds lovely, right? Here is the twist. Sydney in mid-February averages 86 millimetres of rain across 5 to 8 rain days. And when it rains in Sydney during summer, it does not drizzle. The sky goes dark in about 10 minutes. It absolutely buckets down for half an hour to an hour, and then it clears up like nothing happened. Classic afternoon thunderstorms, the kind that catch tourists completely off guard. Winds are averaging 24 kilometres per hour, mostly those beautiful northeasterly sea breezes pushing in off the coast. Great news for anyone hitting Bondi or Manly. But here is the critical warning. The ultraviolet index around midday in Sydney right now is at extreme levels. Sunscreen, a hat and sunglasses are not optional. They are essential. Do not skip this. The Australian sun will burn you faster than you think. Now, Melbourne. And this is where it gets wild. Do not miss what I'm about to tell you, because Melbourne in mid-February is one of the most unpredictable weather cities on the planet. Average temperatures range from 15 degrees overnight to 25 during the day. Sounds mild. Sounds manageable. But here is what those averages are hiding. Melbourne is famous for extreme heat waves where temperatures skyrocket past 40 degrees when hot northerly winds blow down from the inland deserts. Then sometimes within the same day, a cold front barrels in from the Southern Ocean and temperatures nosedive below 20 degrees in a matter of hours. That is a 20-degree swing in a single afternoon. 4 seasons in one day is not a joke in Melbourne. It is a genuine weather phenomenon. Rainfall is relatively low, only about 3 proper rain days for the whole month. But when summer thunderstorms hit Melbourne, they bring thunder, lightning, gusty winds and hail. Melbourne hailstorms in summer can absolutely destroy cars. If you're in Melbourne, pack sunscreen and a light jacket. You will probably need both on the same day. Brisbane next. And the numbers here are going to make your jaw drop. If Sydney is warmly pleasant and Melbourne is wildly unpredictable, Brisbane is the full tropical experience. Daytime temperatures regularly hit 28 to 31 degrees. But the temperature is not the real story. The humidity is. Brisbane in February sits at around 80% humidity. When the thermometer reads 30 degrees, but humidity is at 80%, your body feels like it is 38 to 40 degrees. It hits you like a wall the moment you step outside. And then there is the rain, 172 millimetres average for the month. More than 20 rain days out of 28. That means it is raining almost every single day in some form. This is the tail end of the tropical wet season, with monsoonal systems pushing enormous amounts of moisture down the Queensland coast. The one bright spot, sea temperatures peak at a gorgeous 27 degrees, the warmest all year. But the wet season also brings marine stingers closer to shore, so always swim between the flags. Now remember, I promised to reveal which Australian city has almost perfect weather conditions right now. Do not skip ahead. We are getting there. But first, let me tell you about two more cities because the contrast is going to blow your mind. Perth, the most isolated major city in the world. February is Perth's driest month of the entire year. Total rainfall, 9 millimetres, spread across roughly 2 rain days, 2 days of rain in the whole month. Perth in February is essentially a coastal desert paradise. Daytime temperatures sit between 30 and 35 degrees, sometimes jumping to 38 or 40 when easterly winds drag hot air from the desert interior. But here is what makes Perth special. Every afternoon, usually between midday and 3 in the afternoon, a beautiful cool sea breeze rolls in off the Indian Ocean. Locals call it the Fremantle Doctor. It sweeps through the city, drops the temperature noticeably, and honestly, it is one of nature's greatest gifts. If the morning heat is doing your head in, just wait. The doctor will make a house call right on schedule. Canberra, the national capital. And here is the twist with Canberra that catches everyone off guard. Daytime highs of 28 to 32 degrees. But overnight, the temperature plunges to 12 to 15 degrees. That is a swing of up to 18 degrees in a single day. No ocean nearby to moderate things. Mornings feel cool. By lunchtime, you are in the full blast of summer. And by evening, you are reaching for a jumper again. Nearly 13 hours of daylight, though, with sunrise around 6:49 in the morning and sunset about 7:42 in the evening. Plenty of time to explore, all right. Here it is, the moment I promised you, the city with almost perfect mid-February weather conditions in Australia. And the answer is Adelaide. Here is why. Daytime highs of 26 to 29 degrees, overnight lows of a comfortable 17 to 19, only 18 millimetres of rain for the entire month of February, scattered across maybe 6 days, and most of that is barely a light drizzle. Clear blue skies almost every single day. Dry warmth that feels like a warm hug, not a steam room. If you are after a city in Australia that is practically guaranteed fine weather right now, Adelaide wins. No contest. But, and this is important, there is one catch. Adelaide sits on the doorstep of the inland deserts. When a hot northerly wind pushes down, temperatures can rocket past 40 degrees for a day or two. These heat waves are short-lived but absolutely brutal. Keep your ear on the forecast if you are in South Australia. Now here is where the story takes a dramatic turn. Let me take you into the places most weather reports completely ignore. The real Australia, the Outback, Alice Springs, the Red Centre, the gateway to Uluru. Mid-February here is not for the faint-hearted. Average daily maximums sit around 35 degrees, but temperatures regularly push to 38, 40, even 42 to 45 during extreme heat events. Overnight, it only drops to 22 to 24 degrees. The landscape barely gets a chance to cool down before the sun starts hammering again the next morning. And here is the dangerous part. The humidity is rock bottom low. Your sweat evaporates almost instantly. Sounds comfortable, right? Wrong. It is actually dangerous because you cannot feel how much fluid you are losing. Dehydration and heat stroke are genuine medical emergencies for visitors to inland Australia in summer. But here is the silver lining that makes it all worth it. The night sky over Alice Springs in mid-February is absolutely breathtaking. Bone-dry air, minimal light pollution, crystal clear visibility. This is genuinely one of the best places on Earth for stargazing. The Milky Way stretched across the desert sky is something that will stay with you forever, Darwin and the top end. This is the most extreme weather story in Australia right now. February is the absolute peak of the tropical wet season. Daytime temperatures consistently hit 32 to 36 degrees, paired with humidity above 80%. The apparent temperature, what it actually feels like on your skin, can reach 42 to 45 degrees on the worst days. And nighttime offers almost no relief, with temperatures rarely dropping below 25 to 27 degrees. Rain in Darwin in February is a daily event. Almost every afternoon brings a spectacular thunderstorm with booming thunder, cracking lightning, and phenomenal amounts of rain. Here is the number that puts it all in perspective. A single afternoon storm in Darwin can dump 50 to 100 millimetres in under an hour. That is more rain than Adelaide gets in an entire month. falling in 60 minutes. Total February rainfall in Darwin typically exceeds 300 millimetres and can push past 400. And this is the part you need to hear. February is also the peak season for tropical cyclones in northern Australian waters. Cyclonic systems can form over the Timor Sea or the Arafura Sea and track towards the Northern Territory coast. If you are in the top end, keep a very close eye on warnings from the Bureau of Meteorology. This is not something to take lightly. The northwest coast of Western Australia around Coral Bay is cooking as well. Midday temperatures between 35 and 42 degrees. But here is something incredible. While it might be scorching on shore, the moment you step into the water at Coral Bay, you are greeted by the Ningaloo Reef, one of the largest fringing reefs in the world. Sea temperatures sitting at a beautiful 27 to 29 degrees, crystal clear water, absolutely bursting with marine life. Snorkeling right off the beach at Coral Bay is one of Australia's greatest natural experiences. Inland Queensland is posting daytime temperatures of 38 to 42 degrees. Cracked earth, red dust swirling in the breeze, the horizon shimmering in heat haze as far as you can see. The Lake Eyre Basin in inland South Australia is even more extreme. Daytime temperatures routinely exceeding 40 degrees, sometimes pushing to an absolutely staggering 45 to 48. And rainfall there averages just 150 millimetres for the entire year. That works out to less than 13 millimetres per month. But in rare years, when monsoonal rains push far enough south, Lake Eyre fills with water and becomes Australia's largest lake, attracting millions of migratory birds. One of nature's most extraordinary spectacles. Inland New South Wales tells a very different story from coastal Sydney. Towns like Broken Hill and Bourke are recording mid-February daytime temperatures between 33 and 38 degrees. But along the Great Dividing Range, rainfall can be extraordinary, with some areas receiving over 600 millimetres in February alone. And finally, Tasmania. If you are looking to escape the heat completely, this is your answer. Mid-February in Hobart sees daytime temperatures topping out at just 20 to 23 degrees. Overnight, it drops to a fresh 10 to 13 degrees, clean, crisp air. A world away from the sweltering conditions on the mainland, bushwalking through Cradle Mountain National Park, exploring Wineglass Bay, fresh seafood, world-class wine, all in blissfully cool conditions. Tasmania in mid-February is an absolute dream. Now here is what I need you to do before this video ends. 3 things. First, if you are anywhere in Australia right now, download the Bureau of Meteorology app, check it daily. Australian weather changes fast, and that app is your best friend for staying ahead of what is coming. Second, no matter where you are, sunscreen, sun protection factor 50+, no exceptions. The ultraviolet radiation in Australia is fierce, and it does not care whether you are in Darwin or Hobart. Third, water. Carry a bottle everywhere. Drink before you feel thirsty. This is not optional advice. This is survival advice for an Australian summer. Drop your location in the comments right now. Tell me where you are and I will give you a more detailed forecast for your specific area. I read every single comment. And here is your reason to come back. In the next video, I am going to reveal the 5 most dangerous weather events that could hit Australia before the end of this summer. One of them is already forming right now and it could affect millions of people. You are not going to want to miss that one. Make sure you are following so you do not miss it when it drops. Stay safe out there, Australia. Drink your water, wear your sunscreen, and I will